So, is there still a break-in period for the new 2024 Toyota Tacoma? I had a question on the channel recently, and I thought I had covered this before, but apparently I had not. So, we're going to consult the manual itself to see what Toyota says about breaking in the 2024 Tacoma. Now, this is on page 187, in case you have a 24 and you're desperately trying to find this. It says, starting from the beginning, and we're also going to go over the fuel type. What kind of gasoline does this turbo engine take? But breaking in, it says here, breaking in your new Toyota. This apparently is generic to all Toyotas because it doesn't say Tacoma or truck or anything like that. It says here, to extend the life of the vehicle, observe the following precautions, or observing the following precautions is recommended. And then they have little bullet points. Number one, for the first 200 miles, or 300 kilometers for you Canadian folks, avoid sudden stops. Obviously, that's to make sure your brake linings are broken in properly. You don't want to hit those brakes hard for the first 200 miles. Number two, for the first 500 miles or 800 kilometers, do not tow a trailer. Don't tow a trailer. Number three, for the first 1,000 miles or 1,600 kilometers, and there are several points under this, do not drive at extremely high speeds. They don't really tell you what high speed is, but when you look at the cool down period for the turbo, it says 62 miles an hour. So I'm guessing I wouldn't go over probably the speed limit. I think you're safe. Avoid sudden acceleration. So don't jam on the accelerator, even though it's very tempting with this pretty damn quick Turbo 4. Don't do it. Wait until after 1,000 miles. Do not drive continuously in low gears. So you shouldn't putz around in school zones for long periods of time. Next up, do not drive at a constant speed for extended periods. So don't get out on the freeway and drive at 65 mile an hour for 300 miles for an extended period of time. Now, that might be kind of hard to do if you have to drive somewhere to get your truck, or even if, like me, you had to go maybe 20 miles or something. You know, what really is an extended period? I don't know. What I do in that instance is I would just vary the speed as I'm on the freeway. You know, drop down to 60, go up to 70, 75, although now we're getting into the high speed area. So maybe 70, let's say. So drive at 70 for a bit, drop down to 65, maybe drop down to 60, go back to 65, just kind of vary the speed now and again. Now, that doesn't mean that while you're on the freeway, every 2 seconds you got to change the speed. I mean, that would be pretty annoying to you and the people behind you. That's it. That's all there is, and that's pretty standard for any vehicle. If I recall, it's the same thing whether you have the turbo or not. Now, I do want to go over, before we get to the type of gas, this big controversy about idling time before turning the engine off. It says here, to prevent damage to the turbocharger, allow the engine to idle immediately after high-speed driving or hill climbing. This is where that high-speed driving definition comes in, I guess. Now, the conditions where you would have to idle after driving. Normal city driving, not necessary. So you can turn it off immediately. You know, if you're running to the grocery store or the Lowe's or something, you just turn it off. Not a big deal. High-speed driving, constant speed of approximately 50 miles an hour. So I was wrong earlier on my 62. Apparently, Toyota considers high-speed driving 50 miles an hour. But it's not necessary to idle the turbo or the truck to cool the turbo down if you're just driving at speeds of around 50 miles an hour. Don't have to do anything special. Lastly, and this is where you do have to do something special, according to Toyota, steep hill driving or continuous driving at 62 miles an hour or 100 kilometers per hour or more. And the examples they give are racetrack driving. I don't know anybody that's buying a new Tacoma to go out and drive it around a racetrack, but if you're doing that, you have to let it sit and idle for 1 minute after you turn or after you slow down rather from that high speed driving. That's it. Now, for me, you know, if I'm on the freeway driving or something and I'm at higher speeds, apparently above 50 miles an hour, and I get to an area where I have stoplights and slower speed driving, I'm not going to worry about it. Honestly, I'm probably not going to worry about it at all. And I think the only time this would really come into play is, let's say that you, I don't know, maybe you're on a freeway and you're going to exit and immediately pull up to a gas pump less than a minute after you get off the freeway and turn the truck off. I don't know how many times you're really going to do that. I mean, typically when you get off the freeway, you're going to slow down below 50 miles an hour, I would think. And then you've got to maybe stop at a stoplight or something and then get to the gas station, pull up to the pump. By then, you've pretty much exceeded that 1 minute threshold that Toyota is recommending. So, I'm not real concerned about it. These things are really designed if you're looking to get the most out of your truck for as many miles as you can. Now, let's talk about fuel type, because I keep getting questions about premium fuel because it has a turbocharger. And here's what Toyota says. It's on page 615 in the manual. Fuel type, unleaded gasoline only. Does not say premium or anything like that, but they go further. They're going to define the octane rating. It says here 87 or research octane number, I guess it's the RON number, 91 or higher. So don't burn anything below 87 in your Tacoma. So I guess you could argue that if you live in an area where premium is anything above 86, you'd have to burn premium gas. But I don't know of any areas in the country that are like that. Can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure every gas station in the country is going to start at 87 and go up. So you don't have to burn premium fuel in the truck. What about the fuel tank capacity? Another point of contention, I guess, amongst the negative Tacoma people out there. The gas tank size is 18.2 gallons. That's 69 liters or 15.2 imperial gallons. Who uses imperial gallons? Must be in the UK or somewhere. I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, 18.2 gallons. Now, I will say I have not had any issues with the gas tank size in this truck. I don't feel that I'm going to the gas station any more than I ever did before with the third gen. So I don't think 18.2 is a problem. There have been a lot of complaints out there about that, about it having a smaller gas tank. I think that's being nitpicky. Anyway, just wanted to run through that. There is indeed a suggested break-in period for the Tacoma, and it does not need premium fuel. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.